One, two, three, four, five, six. Yes. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks for hanging out with us again.
We're
Um,
showing up late, but we didn't show up late. That's what's going on in the mornings.
well, the reason today is that my two of my grandchildren got baptized today.
Hmm.
So that was at the service and baptism. It was around 2 hours. So, and now we're doing it today. And then I realized next weekend I have a family Christmas. So we're going to do it again at 6 o'clock next week. So,
Mm-hmm.
a little heads up. So we wanted to start out with a 12-month reading and get some energy. And you were going to toss some crystals.
I'm going to talk crystals in the garden. And if you want to get out a piece of paper now, I'm going to toss them 12 times with a brief summary of each month. So if you want to know it, don't come to me and say, "Did you write that down?" No. Yeah, you can have coffee. You can have whatever you'd normally be drinking this time of night. Okay, so I'm going to go to the garden. You had something to show him while I'm getting to the garden and all that stuff, right?
Okay. Yeah, I already threw out my 12 different cards, and laid a clarifier on top.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a woman of resources for January, and that's crossed by the Two of Wands for January.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an achievement coming here for a female in January, some progress, some future planning, and that's feminine energy. Crazy, huh?
Yep.
What do you got?
What I've got in January is I'm going to start in the chakras because that's the most different stone in the pattern, and creativity is this. And what I'm throwing through is for the collective. Creativity is the source of our security, and what's coming out of our past that's going to be bugging us because it's in fire is clarification comes from dealing with our past. So something's going to get dealt with that's going to be from the past. And for sure, because the body's in fire and it's also in restate. And this whole month is going to be a little bit crazy. Just ride it out, guys. Don't expect a whole lot of clear cut common sense like this way to the land of Oz or anything. It's going to be kind of weird. This is telling me that we're needing to embody these changes from our past. And our brains are in air. Our spirit is in air, I'm sorry. And spirit, something's going to happen in the month of January that's going to really transform how a lot of people think about things. And um, we have the clarity, and everybody's going to be having to use lessons they've learned from the past. So your security is going to come, like I said, from using your mind well. And there because there's just a whole lot of things getting raked up, brought out, brought forward, not in a negative way or anything, but it's going to take a lot of creativity on all our parts to get through the month of January. And as I told Scott, I've been doing some 12-month readings, and invariably, I haven't had anybody whose pattern's been different. The first 6 months go along, and something they've really worked on for a while, if they kept working on it, is coming to fruition. And then the end of the year is great. But there's still just a lot of bubbling over and turmoil. Not turmoil, just nothing appears to be settled in the first 4 to 5 months. So this would fit kind of with what I saw, that a lot of the stuff people have been working on, it's coming to the light. And so that's for January. I think the most important stone is the mind, keeping your mind focused so you can create your own security. So now I'm going to throw for February. What'd you get for February, Scott?
For February, I got the Four of Wands, and that's about community, being in the presence. Oh, I'm sorry. Nine of Wands. I read that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Nine of Wands. So the energy is being held back. There's a defending of positions and some conflicts, I feel like here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crossed by death.
That's just change.
So there's a tough change, a transition, but it's also a new beginning
Oh, yeah.
and a rebirth, and something old wakes up to the new. So that feels like things are settled or settling in February.
Mm-hmm.
So January I had a female energy coming through, and then February we got some settling of old ways.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope that comes through.
Yeah. Well, what I've got, I'm starting in the outer ring again because that's the most exceptional place. And out here, we're in the tree of life and the crown. And in the tree of life, when our values are there, when the grounding pyrite's there, um, a lot of what has seemed to be deception is going to become unmasked, and abundance will come beyond the physical. Lessons that we're learning right now are going to be integrated into our world with harmony, and it also falls into the crown chakra. And in the crown chakra, it says we have the confidence to connect all the energies we need to bring together to make things work. And then we have spirit in future, and um, all the gifts that we have. No, be patient because the changes haven't finished happening. So there's still more going to be coming in, but it's changing, and we can only assume so much, and then we kind of go, this is crazy. Then we have our mind is in water, and water is when energy is washing around in. Um, it's telling us to let go of limitations. I love the stone what's in this. It's saying all the things you thought, but it's always been this way. Give it up, kids. But it's not a bad time to do that. It's a good thing that's happening here. And our body is in water and air, and our body being in water, it's helping us to ground and how to learn to get along. And it's this just means this is like grounding your thoughts, grounding your thoughts. Both that when the body falls there, it's tuck into your get a hold of the earth. The earth is not lying to you, and clarity is coming out of the earth, and there's going to be seem to be several ways things can get resolved. Just keep moving along, and the right path will open up to you, and have faith in that. So February is a very optimistic month, especially with what's going on up here. And this is sort of saying the future, the new abundance, the things that are coming, they're not done cooking. And you have to keep your head above the fray, because if you tie into the fear energy, that's what you're going to pull in. I mean, that's what the law of attraction is about. You sit there and say, I'm really afraid that's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. What we need to be open to is keeping our eyes open, because the universe is handing us our new answers. Okay. You want to go with March?
March. The energy of March is a Two of Cups.
Wow.
So we got some partnerships going on, agreements, along with the Knight of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
That's the steady progress, the change of work.
Mm-hmm.
These are good signs. This is like agreements coming to fruition, but it's still a work in progress yet. But the agreements have been made. The partnerships have been made. I'm liking this so far.
I'm liking it too. I keep telling you. I mean, everybody's all afraid. I don't want to look, but are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to start again with the crown. I have never rolled into the crown twice in a reading of any kind. So this is really important. The crown is our clarity, and it shows up when that shows up in the tree of life. It says your path is blessed with clarity and wisdom. If you choose to have it. And the crown chakra gives us calming energy to be able to connect all the pieces together again. That's another stone that says that. Once again, our body landed in the same place. Your body has to stay grounded while all these shifts are happening. You have to stay connected to the Mother Earth. So if you're using whatever your favorite escape mechanism is, and I don't care if it's Netflix or something else, I don't mean you have to focus on the things you don't want to see. But if you're focusing to avoid them, you're going to miss this stuff that's happening. You're missing your chance at clarity. And once again, our mind fell in almost the same place in the water. And I already told you it's my favorite place. It says it's telling us to let go of limitations that we need to learn. And our spirit's letting go. Clarification is coming from dealing with the past. And when this little bitty tip that's into the past says, have you missed how the transformation is already happening? So if we choose to withdraw and escape and not deal with it, we're gonna miss all this great stuff that's happening. So even though you're kind of like, that's really messed up, it's really a good thing to happen to you, to us as a whole, as a collective. So what's April?
That's interesting. April starts with the Eight of Wands. So we got lots of energy and lots of news coming in.
Mhm.
That's positive energy. It's crossed by the Knight of Wands. Even more energy, more focus, more passion, creativity, things coming together. So more good news in April.
Okay. Well, I sound like a broken record. That stone fell in this point again in water, and it says, let go of limitations. We're still in that phase, but now we have our clarity falling in true. And our ideas, if you're thinking and you're staying focused, your ideas are correct. Now your body is completely having to stay grounded in order to stay focused in what it's wanting to do. Our and it's good. It's going to be another month where we end up dealing a lot more with our past. Things are going to keep coming up, and that's going to get frustrating because you're like, I already dealt with that. Well, guess what? One more new thing, and then out of the earth comes our spirit, and at this point, the spirit's actively transforming. We can feel ourselves shifting this month. So it's going to be we're going to feel much more connected to the understanding of the shifts if you want to be.
Well, that would make sense with the Eight and Knight of Wands.
Yeah.
It's all about energy, good focus. For me, I got Temperance. A little bit of patience, but we got things flowing. The Temperance angel is coming in to give us resources, and that's crossed by the moon. So those are subconscious thoughts, some fear and anxieties, some hidden deceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So may have some. It does feel possibly legal,
Mm-hmm.
but it just temperance means calm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever comes out of the shadows in May, just remain calm and let it flow.
Right.
That's what I'm feeling there.
Our lead-in crystal for May is clarity in the solar plexus. And what it's telling us is there's more than one way to use the energy we have to achieve the results we want, which would be temperance. Instead of dashing out and doing what we've done before or what seemed to work last month, this month's going to be a little different. I think if I'm right, there's a solar eclipse in May. So there's going to be some ego fight going on there. And remember now the mind is no longer up in water where it was saying let go of limitations. Now the mind is down in earth, and it's saying final thoughts are coming. So this was saying let go of the limitations, and now the final outcome of that period of our life's finishing. Our spirit is in air, and stay tied to your spirit because your spirit is transforming your thinking, and the spirit's also just dipping into the present. And it says our values are being purified right now. and Spirit's in charge of what's happening. That's going to make May an interesting month.
Yeah. May seems very, very interesting.
Yeah, and then coming out of the Earth is where all movements grow from. More is being brought forward to us. And once again, our body's in fire, and it says we need to embody what we've learned in the past in order to grow forward. So that means what you've learned in the past is strong enough. I just see this as when you feel moved to do something, look at it twice, and you may have more than one way to deal with it. And I don't know who, I've been listening to a lot of people recently because it's that time of year when everybody gives you all their predictions. And one guy was saying, the first choice may not be the right one, but look at it carefully and then decide, make a decision. Use your mind and your heart. So that's May. That's my birthday month.
Same. June.
Mhm.
Six of coins. Giving and receiving, making things balanced. There could be some documentation, some kind of agreements going on.
Mhm.
And 8 of Cups. Crossed by the 8 of Cups. It's all about withdrawal, letting go of old situations, walking away from things. So it feels like there's agreements going on in June. Maybe some legislation that gets worked on, those kind of things. Releasing a stalemate, I'm hearing. Seems like a good work month to me.
Yeah, when you're in the lower half, this is kind of on the these are sort of more internal. These are more external things. And we've got 3 of them in the outer ring. We've got the root chakra is going to be working hard, and that's where our security and our most basic sense of self comes from. And in that we have pyrite, which energizes an understanding, and it helps make us feel more secure. And it's also pyrite falls and go for it, which is one of my favorite places. And when pyrites and go for it, it says all are aligned with your values. So your values and where you need to go are all running together. And our clarity is also in the root chakra. And that's really important because that's at this point in June, we're tying cosmic wisdom that is needed to build our own base. So all of this thought, all of this coming to terms with our own values and stuff, it's going down into the base, it's going to the root, and it's going to grow up through there, through all the chakras. And then in the sacral chakra, we have our mind. And once again, that's where we sort of started the year. Our mind is aligned with creativity. So don't just settle for the same old, same old. And understand how that's going to change. And then our spirit is tied into the future, which is great. All the gifts that are happening to us right now are not being recognized yet, but they're coming because spirit's also in air, which says mental actions are the best path to abundance. And our little body stone is working its way out of the water, which it's still grounding. That body's going to keep you tied to the ground, but it's in true. And when the body shows up in true, it means yes. This is going to be the yes month. This is going to be the month when we feel like, oh my God, this stuff's really breaking and things are really changing and we're feeling very different. This pattern is what I've been seeing in everybody's readings. And I mean, I've been doing people outside the US. I've been people inside the US. Readers I know very well that are into stuff I didn't even have the vaguest idea they were doing. Not that they have to report into me, but when I said, oh my God, you've been working on this for a while, and they go, yeah, I have. So great times, guys. Great times coming.
Cool.
June, July, we're looking at the universal energy of July. What did you get?
Okay, July. The time of the hermit. So we need some reflections, some stepping back from situations, taking pride in self, and raising our vibrations. The Knight of Cups crossing. Knight of Cups is always that card that gives me the feeling of angels coming down, declaring love and support. So it feels like a month of meditation, a month of artistic endeavors, getting back to self and your connections. Because with June, it felt like we're doing the work. We're getting
Right.
things done.
Mm-hmm.
Now it feels like July, we need to connect to source and be
Right.
who we need to be.
We have to give it a chance to settle in. Our spirit is in solar plexus, heart chakra, and it was just a little bit into restate, and it didn't quite fall into false. So it's in solar plexus, where power comes from our ability to transform and transmute. And when it's in the heart, the spirit, this people are going to start to feel awake, Scott. Their hearts are going to feel alive. They're going to feel like they can connect to. Oh, I know. I know. What a thought. There's a little bit of restate in there, and restate means kind of looking the situation over again. And you're going in the right direction, but you need to keep your eye on the ball because that's where you can lose it. Our body, once again, is an earth, which physical changes are really coming now. Now we can really feel it. Physical changes are coming to us from right now. Our clarification is we're dealing with stuff from our past again because we're in fire. Fire is, if you follow shamanist things, fire it is the past life, the past lives passed within this life. And that's why it's fire. It burns it. It clarifies it. And use ideas that you've carried forward from your past to work into these solutions so it doesn't seem completely false to you. And our mind is in air, which is a good place because air is the mind. And how we think about things is all important. If you get to this month and you say, oh, I've got it cut, I don't need to still think about things. That's not true. Because what's happening right now is in the present, our values are being purified again. So we need to be alert to what we're letting in and how we're dealing with it. But boy, is there going to be a lot of good stuff. I'm going to love to look at my chat those months. I can already tell. It's staying hopeful. That's true, Debbie K. Somebody put in the chat, staying hopeful. Okay, so that was July.
Okay, August.
Starts
out with the Knight of Swords.
So he had to show up sometime.
There's a little bit of difficult energy in August coming here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting. We need to stay vigilant of what's going on in our surroundings. Mm-hmm. It's obviously some kind of. It almost feels warlike, in a sense. Like it could be things outside our country, inside our country. You know, possibly some riots. I'm feeling kind of too. So, and it's crossed by the Four of Swords. So that's the rest and recuperate, time out, be aware of your surroundings and deal with things later. Mm-hmm. So when those negative energies come flying in at you, just make sure you take that break and make sure you're doing things on the right page. So it feels a little bit of a conflicted month in August to me.
Well, I can tell you why that's happening because we have pyrite in water, and pyrite in water means grounding changes are settling into long-term patterns. This is going to be the month where we're going to start to see what we just went through in the last 9. It's this little guy right here. And he's right there with the mind in the water and moving us forward. It's sitting there with the mind saying, we're letting, think about it. If you let go of limitations, that also means letting go of all the things you believe were right before, even if they weren't, So that's some of the dis-ease you feel there. Our spirit's right in the middle of restate, which says you're going in the right direction, but it's always feeling like I'm having to shift all the time because the information I'm getting is new, or I'm seeing it through fresh new eyes, and I'm not sure what I need to do with it. And our clarification is, this is really strong. Move now on your intuitions. Don't try to deal from your heart, not just your mind, and deal with yourself fairly. And the body's in true, and true is, it's another yes month. It's another month where we say, yeah, I'm really, you're getting, what does somebody say? It's like if all of a sudden you cut your hair off. I don't know if anybody's had really long hair, but I had really long hair down to my waist. And then I had a baby that was snatching at the really long hair that was down to my waist. And you all know him now as Sean. And he was a grabby little thing back then. But he'd grab it, and I just couldn't take it. I couldn't do everything else I needed to do. So I got my hair cut off into a shorter bob style. It took me a long time to look at the face in the mirror with that bob style hairdo and say, oh, yeah, that's me. I mean, I would literally walk in the bathroom and think, who else is in here? Because it was just so different. So there's going to be some of those reactions in us because what we've been used to doing for so long, trust me, these last few months have wiped that out. So, well, what month are we on now?
September. So I got the 7 of Wands to start. This guy's, our victory's sealed, and this guy's defending himself a little bit and kind of making sure everything's okay. And it's crossed by the 6 of Swords. So I think it feels like we had a rough August, but September is going to come in okay.
Uh-huh.
The worries are kind of over, and we're moving off into calmer times with that 6 of Swords. I think it's going to be feeling good with the movement into the next month.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, the 6 of Swords is always about moving into better times. So a little bit of rest. We got to hold on to that Ace of Wands there with that 7 there. So go ahead.
Okay. We've got our spirit is in true. And when the spirit's in true, it's telling you that spirit goes forward with harmonies and a plan. So you have to trust your spirit's got a plan. And then our mind is between crown for enlightenment and tree of harmony, and the tree of life for harmony. And our mind reads opening to radiant new guidance. We're going to see it all and position the mind in your situation that's bringing you change. Now, remember, the month before this, it was saying new patterns are being set, so they're just there. So now we're going to have to adjust to them, and we're really going to be open more to doing that and feeling it and feeling how good it is. Our clarity, the pyrite, is in air. Mental actions are the path to our own abundance. And then we've got our clarity and the body are both hovered up here in water. And it's the body's helping us to ground. And it says right now you have all the clarity you need. Follow the paths in front of you and you will find the right solution. That means trusting your intuition to look at the paths and pick which one to go to. So September is going to be it's like you said, all of a sudden you're sort of seeing things clearly. And yet we have to have the faith that what we're seeing is what's really there.
Okay, October. As I look at the cards, yes, I think that's the meaning of September. Because it's the world. It's a culmination of everything, bringing everything together within the universe, connecting sources. And that's crossed by the Page of Swords. So that's new news, new business dealings. And, it can be this deceitful for person and whatnot, but this feels more positive to me, actually, especially with the world coming in. So I think things are very positive in October. Yeah,
well, the only fly in the is you have Our spirit, because we've gone through so much spiritual change, it's going to be hard for some of us, and our spirits are going to be feeling a little bit clouded by thoughts of the past. What we used to know, what we used to have, is going to be singing a siren song to us, just because, adjusting to a new situation is not always, it may be fun, and in the end we love it, and our body once again is in water, and when it's in water, it says it's helping us ground. Our physical body is our our grounding principles. Our pyrite is between air and water, and mental actions are the path to abundance. But grounding, and this is once again, grounding changes are settling into long-term patterns. And finally, our clarity is in the future, which is good. I don't know why, but things don't like to land in the present and the future. But the interpretation for this stone in the future is ideas planted at this time are flourishing. So the stuff we've been working on putting in there, it's really going to flourish if we want to open our eyes to see it. And our mind is in the tree of harmony, which means we have, if we choose to it, we can open up to radiant guidance. And we also are in true, and true is a great place to be. And it says positive thoughts are all important to manifesting our future. So this is saying something's going to come out for some of us in the collective, and we're going to say, oh my God, this is so much work. Why can't we go back the way it was? And there's no going back. It's done. I mean, there's way too much that things are set into new long-term patterns to go. So now what month are we in? We're in November?
Yep. Ace of Cups.
What could be better?
Yeah, nothing better. Love, them in abundance. The source, our cup overflow. And then Six of Pentacles is crossing. It's the giving and receiving card. Balance shows up. You got people working together. Generosity. So it's a very abundant month.
Right. And this is going to be a real back to basics, because it's in the fire, water, air, and earth. And these two stones are telling me we've got all the grounding elements that we need. We know how to ground ourselves. And you have all the clarity you need, and use your life source to resolve your situations, and you'll be fine. And we have our spirit is in air, and that's a great place for it, because spirit transforms our thinking. And then the two things that are really growing fast in November are our mind, which final thoughts are really going to come to light, and you're really going to be able to focus in on what's going to work. And we have in the earth, we also have the grounding elements, but more is being brought forward. I can't tell you, you guys, you just keep feeling like, oh my God, I just got past this, and now I'm having to face another kind of change. There's going to be so much change, but there's no going back. And so as long as you're going to go, I'd rather go through, it's kind of like they're going to do the surgery, let them cut everything out. I had a friend who just had gallbladder surgery, and she said, they did my hernias too while they were in there. She said, I'm in so much pain. I'm glad I'm only doing this once.
Yeah.
So December. Where will we be a year from now?
December. High Priestess comes in first.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. The feminine energy, the feminine angel. She holds secrets. She holds contracts. She holds energy of the mysterious too.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes in crossing with the Five of Cups, though.
Mm-hmm.
So Five of Cups can be a difficult card. Pain, loss, grief, regret, despair.
Or look at the two that you have that are full.
True, there are two full. But this feels like to me there may be some, like in 2024, we had a lot of well-recognized people that passed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting a similar feel from this. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel like people as a whole, but the high priestess is my soul contract card too. So it
Mm-hmm.
feels like this is, we just had a loss today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Carter. It feels like these kind of things may hit us kind of hard in December. It doesn't feel like, I mean, it even could be worldwide stage too. Some dictators may fall next December too. That kind of feeling.
Yeah. Well, what I've got, the one that's important in this one is the body cards in the middle. So it's in both fire, water, air, and earth. And that means everything's happening. Ground your thoughts, embody your past. Physical changes are coming, and you're really working well with your grounding elements. And the spirit is emerging from earth. It's transforming. It's still not yet finished. The high priestess may be there, but she's still showing us the way.
Mm-hmm.
But we have the mind, once again, the position. We're letting go of limitations. It's time for us to move on. And how we think about that is all important. This is really the case of, I'm not going to get into the quantum stuff, but what you think you bring in. And what we have at the end of this is between water and air, we have spirit, we have clarity, and this is warning us to keep our thoughts clear and to make sure we're looking at things correctly. And it's telling us if we really trust our heart, the water, the emotions, we'll have all the clarity we need, because once again, pyrite has shown up in its own little space in true. And we're seeing, if we open our eyes, we can see things clearly. Everything's crushed in here saying, use the best parts of yourself. And then remember that everything's still moving and transforming. And that's a trip for the year through the garden. And
Overall,
Scott,
very positive.
oh, yeah. I mean, Scott and I talked about doing this earlier, and we're like, do we really want to do that? Really? There have been days. So,
Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, it doesn't sound like a downfall of our government or system.
mm-hmm.
Three of Swords coming up all the time or something. Didn't
Oh,
happen.
yeah, we had, oh, one time, it was over a year ago, but I do weekly readings with, I'm blank. Jeffrey. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. It's my mind. I'm so, when I get in the garden, I get so deeply in that space. It's not, I keep thinking, am I lining myself up for the old folks home? But that's not what's going on. And we did it was like October and November of last year. I mean, 2023. And we looked at each other and said, do we want to put this out? I mean, will we have anyone ever watch this thing again? And we put it out, and it ended up a lot of really weird stuff was happening in the news, and we we're finding out a lot of weird things. But anyway, so I'm going to go look real quickly, because I'm going to go look at my site and see if anybody posted questions, Scott. So you want to go ahead and pick some? And
I didn't see any of the comments, but I wrote down a few banners.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, people, I'm warning you. YouTube did it to me again. It went through, it wiped out a bunch of people that were were subscribers. And I'm not saying that every single person who ever subscribed loves me and stays on there forever. But the numbers are extremely suspicious. And then I'm getting, mm-hmm. And so if you're not getting the notifications, and Lord knows, since Scott and I moved this every other week, we wouldn't know if we were getting it or not. Anyway, if you want to go check, you can just go check and see if you're subscribed, and then we'll know.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll start concentrating on the
Okay.
question I got up.
Oh, we got a bunch of questions, Scott, so we'll try.
And you'll have to type them in as you go, I guess.
Except for the person who said, "Was there a time change?" Yes.
Yeah.
And the Grinch in my little
Well, it's the Christmas season and holidays and
baptisms
and baptisms
mm-hmm.
happened today. Forgot all about it.
Okay.
And you had your advent calendar, so no big deal. It is what it is.
Never create a show that you start on November 19th and end up on Christmas Day, and you have to be on every day.
Oh, there is a. I noticed on a lot of social media there is a peaceful protest on January 3rd in DC.
Oh, okay.
For Democrats.
There's also a movement afoot for if you still belong to Twitter, X, whatever that's called, which I never did, so I don't know much about it. But a lot of people are saying just go dark the second he's inaugurated. Just pull all your stuff, even if you think you can't live without it.
I'm still waiting for Blue Sky to have like notifications. Because
I know.
Because you can't really find your news reporters wherever to get the news and whatnot to see all your favorites. You know, like you know, Twitter is more advanced to get your breaking news a lot quicker than anywhere else. So then I'm gone as soon as I can get notifications from certain reporters and whatnot.
See, I never used them for that purpose. I have y'all tell me everything I need to know. I mean, really, honestly. And thank you for checking. Deb Marsh says she's still a subscriber. We know we've got one.
Okay.
Okay.
So the question is, because there's been talk, we talked about it last week a little bit, but there's talk like Jamie Raskin maybe and the Democrats maybe pulling out the order of the 14th Amendment. You know.
I think it's gonna be Jimmy Carter shot him. I mean Jimmy Carter. Donald Trump shot himself in the foot. You know that thing he signed to try and push through that the election wasn't legal? Well, they've resurrected that. And they've already done the 40 days and April, is that her name? She's handed them the report. And that's what everybody thinks Kamala flew back in at Christmas to sign with him. Is that they've pushed that because there's enough stuff now.
Yeah, I guess they were there for like a week. They never went home. I guess Kamala just went home like a day or two ago to California. So they were there a week. So on this question of, is there a plan by the Democrats to save democracy on January 6th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have legal issues with the Queen of Swords. Lady Justice, Two of Wands. There's movement on that area. And the Queen of Wands. There is a plan being created. A lot of female energy. And then, let's see. Yeah. Current energy is Four of Wands, uniting. Page of Cups, there's an offer. Ace of Wands, new beginnings. Looking good. Moving forward into January 6th. Five of Cups. We have a loss coming. Some kind of fear, despair. Knight of Wands and Ace of Swords. Truth behold. Democrats riding in with a powerful energy with a Knight of Wands. In the end, on the Obama deck, our government.
Mm-hmm.
See democracy with a Hierophant.
Mm-hmm.
5 of Wands. The battle begins. There's a
Mhm.
tower that happens. Temperance. We have to wait a little while, but the energy's there with the 8 of Wands. That looks like there is a plan.
Mm-hmm.
With everything going on, that intelligence report that was due the 20th,
Mm-hmm.
we haven't heard, but it had to be done.
Well, why should they tell? I mean, I don't need to know if it gets him. You don't ever have to tell me if he makes him go away.
We're all worried though. It sort of looks like there's a plan, according to my toss and my senses, that they will do something on January 6th to try to save democracy.
Mm-hmm.
What do your cards say?
Mine says they've been in the position of the fool. They've been on the path. Are they going to walk over the cliff? For a while, they didn't think they had the information they needed, but now, guess what, Scott? They've got justice.
Oh, sweet.
They've got the 6 of Wands riding in victorious, and it all ends up with the Lovers of seeking new true balance. So
I'm getting winded. Okay, let's go with this.
you like this?
Part of his thoughts.
Okay, you want one of the questions I have on my things?
I do have 2 more.
Okay, do yours.
But okay. And that kind of goes to the same thing, but I had something about, well, Joe Biden uses powers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his.
Is that your question?
And he really need to use like an executive order, like say, you know, according to this report, the election was fraudulent. The government will now do a hand recount or whatever it may be to stop things. You know, he has. Oh, my ears are ringing right now. Ooh, that's
the hills are alive with the sound of ringing. Oh,
yeah, when things ring, there's something to this. Okay. Well, our current president, Joe Biden, uses executive order powers, executive immunity powers on or around January 6th. Answer is ooh. Okay. Bottom of the deck, I have 6 of Cups, things that have happened before. Okay. Knight of Coins, in order. 5 of Swords, January 6th. 10 of Coins, that feels like documentation, things of abundance. We've, having evidence. Okay. Moving forward, taking action with my 6 8 of Wands. That's victory, good news, movement forward. My Democrat card with the 9 of Cups coming together and smoothing things over with the 6 of Swords. And in the end, Knight of Swords. There could be some law agency protection going on here. My Empress Star card called the Justice. Female energy, hope, abundance, protection. And the Page of Wands, an announcement. I didn't get a male card in this toss, but everything leads to some kind of order, protection. The feds coming in here. I got the Democrats taking charge. Joe is a Democrat. We have victory and news coming through. We have source abundance with the 10 of Coins. Coins are tangible. That's evidence too. And all coming from what happened on January 6th. That's my January 6th card. So sure looks like it.
Okay, what I got was the 6 of Coins. They've got what they need, and they want to figure out how to spread it. But their biggest problem has been just how to handle the doing it. And he's been a hangman. It's been Biden's not wanting to change what happened, but he's been pushed upon by the King of Cups. So someone, a male near him, to have the strength to do it. So that's that it happens. That's a yes, 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 yes.
Oh, let's go. We got what? 1 week?
No,
one, week-
he
one
has
week to
40
find out?
days. He had 40 days from the day that Kamala flew back.
Well, I mean, yeah, true. But I mean, the January 6th is in a week or 8 days.
Yeah, but if they don't have a speaker, then they don't got a house. They don't got I mean, they got a lot of problems.
Well, signs point to no MAGA Mike. Okay.
Somebody loves the new hour. Don't get to like it too much. Not an evening person. And
Okay. I'll grab my not the Lamorgan Kipper. I'll grab the Kipper cards on this.
okay. What are we doing?
Will Joe Biden pardon reality winner?
And Leonard's the guy that was the Native American who's like 85 years old. And
okay.
they're still
I'll do this separately. Illegal Starlink found in India. Okay. Okay.
They had one burner phone in India. I'm going to look at pardons first, kids.
The Joe Biden pardon reality winner.
Mm-hmm.
I have a gift, great fortune, imprisonment, though. Thinking, mature woman. 6 Kipper cards say no.
5 tarot cards say yes.
I hope you're right.
And mine are hit. Biden's worried about, well, God, considering the people that they've let go. I mean, these two. I mean, although reality winner was kind of cursed when her mother named her that, but what I got is the King of Wands or people around him, Knight of Wands, and it's going to be a pardon. It's going to be giving someone a gift. It may not be his first intention to do it, but it takes the burden off a lot of people. And he's been upside down about it the whole time. So I think it's going to happen.
I hope so. I mean, it starts out well.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, okay, maybe my senses are wrong. But then I got imprisonment. Well, she is imprisoned. And many thoughts about what to do. Then there's a mature woman that comes in. But then I get despair. If I didn't have despair, I'd be like, yeah, he does it. Maybe I'll grab 3 more, clarify. Unless I'm just getting the process yet. Pathway, coffin. That still says no. I hope I'm wrong. She deserves to be pardoned.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if Kamala is in there, she sure will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Unless my energy is not in the coffin. Okay. Or in the Kipper.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Leonard. Oh, a lot of comments. Okay. I'm seeing what you wrote.
Yes, that's me.
Pardon for Leonard, Mr. Leonard. Okay. Due to vacations, family room. I'm getting a yes on him. I'm getting he served his time with
Mm.
vacation. I got despair. Then I got him in the family room with great fortune, and then in a different house.
Mm.
So his cards were more positive than realities for me. So
Well, that's maybe why I got such a mix up of them. But mine had that they're a little hesitant about one, but and hers, what they do, they think threatens national security. Well, if they're going to go after them, they ought to go after baby former pres who had his toilet paper stacked on private documents, in the bathroom.
definitely, it would have been nice. But I'll be happy to be wrong. But I felt better energy, me personally, about Leonard. I'm not sure why, but the guide showed me Kamala would.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means.
Someone got a question out of nowhere. Will they ever lower the national drinking age from 21? It was 18 when I moved to Texas.
Yeah. I missed the cutoff by a few months when they changed it to 21.
That's like they changed the voting age to 21 the year I turned 21. So why would you want to do that?
I mean, me personally,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with it being 19. Just try your best to keep it out of the high schools.
Mm-hmm.
19 above. Did he own the service at 18?
Yeah, I think if you're in the service, I mean, you're being an adult. So
The
in theory, I also know friends.
Eventually, I think yes. I'm getting strength. It's been done before with the Six of Cups, King of Cups, King of Wands, people coming together. Then the Eight of Cups to kind of walk away from it. The Ace of Wands is it gets reunited.
Mm-hmm.
And light, there's some clarity and it makes more sense. So then I got the Death card and the Five of Wands, but then I got a victory in the end. So it's like there's talk about it, kind of goes away. It's worked before, but there's some. To me, it feels like there's an agreements. Okay, we're lower to this, but we gotta put more stringent laws on something else. Like maybe even lower the blood alcohol to 0.06 instead of 8 or something like that. There's like a agreement I'm feeling.
I've taken cough syrups that could have put me at 0.06. Thank you.
True.
I
get the sense eventually, but there's going to be, it feels like there's some kind of
I can see what the fight is. The fight is between people who don't want that kind of movement to go forward because they think it's dangerous and people who want to make money. It's the money. And at the end, the Ace of Coins people are revealed. But there's a lot of feeling among people that it would make things easier. I don't understand how. I don't understand. I didn't drink. I lived in a house that had a bar, and we could go get drinks. And I had friends who drank, and my best friend was drinking way too much by the time she was 18. But I didn't drink until after I was actually out of college, and I just saw that it caused way more harm than good. And I was in a state where you could drink at 18. So threats to the healthcare CEOs. That's a short thing from what the person wrote, but
yeah.
Are they going to continue? Is this going to continue? And it's not just the CEOs of healthcare. I think it's CEOs that control other things, irregardless of who they hurt. This is robber baron time. This is like we're getting back into what was happening in the 1880s and 1890s. If you've never read that part of our history.
Okay.
Sharon Sipe, we found your bedtime. She's going to bed. I knew she had to sleep sometime.
Okay. So yeah, I get an oh crap moment. Starts out with 5 of coins. Poor health ruin their struggles there. Queen of coins all about finances. Queen of wands. There's a strategic talking here. So yeah, there is some worries with the Ace of Wands and talking. Feels like the CEOs are in that delusional state. Yeah. It's like, well, we can't give up our money. Then I got Chariot, movement, and Ace of Swords. So then we got some talking going on. Seeking truth and clarity, movement, secret dealings, and then doing things for the better. I think this is going to change a movement.
I think so too. Right now it's a yes and no. They don't think they can they think it was a one-off deal, that guy getting hit. And they refuse to tie into the anguish that might be there. But there is a real feeling among people that there ought to be a tower moment for these guys. And it's one ugly tower in this deck. And it's going to affect their bottom line. It's going to affect how people view their companies. Plus, the stock market's going to take a hit if Whoosy Wunkets get in charge. He thinks he's going to save it, but he's not. But the real attitude the CEOs have is the 4 of Cups. They're just going to wait. I guess they're going to have to shoot a few more. And entertainment purposes only, I don't even own a gun. Right?
Yeah, it's going to make people think here. It's like, well, what's our bottom line? We gotta, we don't want people angry with our insurance. People are going to start thinking. I think it's going to cause change eventually. Okay, retirement age. They talked about it, but
they were comparing us to France. If they did what they tried to do in France, would there be riots in the street like there were in France?
Okay, I did see it with France. So yeah, the Republicans think we need to retire at 70 and take away Social Security and take away Medicare.
Yeah, and I felt like working after 55 was a bit of a stretch, and that was 20 years ago. I can remember back that far.
Okay. Will we have to worry about retirement age going up? I basically will go there, and then they'll tell me more. True, Pegasus. Depends on the career. If you're a construction or bricklayer, oh yeah, your body's concrete, your body's going to be done at 50.
Schumer may have gotten it blocked, Rose Blue, but it doesn't mean they're going to stay off Republicans always circle back around to what's closest to them, which is screwing the working class. I got
the threats in the past. The secret talks, offers, and then the Knight of Swords. That feels like threats in the past. Moving forward, King of Swords, Justice, and a Tower. It isn't going to happen.
And it's not just going to be the old people on the street. You know who was on the street in France as much as the old people? The kids that were going to have to take their parents into their house because they couldn't support themselves anymore.
True.
Now, I live in a house with my kids, so they don't got no excuses. But I have friends who I know for a fact that would be the breaking point for their kids.
On the end, I got government coming together with a 4 of Wands, the death card, the ending of a situation, and then that offer to make things better. So I don't see it being raised. I don't know why the heck they even have to talk about it. It's a bad talking point for policy on the Republican side, but they do it.
Well, they elected an idiot, so I mean, why should they get any clearer on anything else? And that's not for entertainment purposes only. I can point out statements that.
It seems like Chris Sununu needs to go to a mental hospital. He was talking every time he goes on Meet the Press or whatever. He just talks nonsense.
Well,
it's like he's bought and paid for in another reality.
I know. Well, there's people who were born in wealth and have always lived in the mansion of the state they live in. They have no perspective. Why would they have perspective?
But he's saying, oh, Elon Musk is wealthy enough. He has no conflicts of interest in the government.
Okay, everybody take note. Every time you put money into Social Security, so does your employer. So if they can somehow or another figure out how to tear that all apart, then every employer will not have to put their portion of SSI in. And that's what they're looking to get rid of, is the burden of paying that part of it.
Meet the Press or whatever it was. Yeah, Jeff. But yeah, every time he talks, it's just like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's like he went from a rational Republican to some MAGA lunatic. It's like, okay.
I've been too close to politics too long. I've seen too many people change to suit the wind.
Okay. Should we be worried? Well, in my other reading, I was getting law enforcement, whatever, ready for any challenges. So let's see what the card does say. Should we be worried about any reaction to 45? Well, the last month has been utterly crazy. We got President Musk doing all the talking. Everyone's turning against each other. They're all like, what? You're going to deport me? What? You're not going to help with our prices? What? You're nominating billionaires? I think a lot of MAGA are seeing what's crazy going on. So that should limit a little bit of outrage.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see what the cards have to say. MAGA worried.
And this Magus did the loveliest thing. They wrote a book about exactly what they wanted to do, and gave the Democrats time to shift around in the government, fix things so they couldn't get there. So.
Okay.
Oh, I got the stinky fish card.
Oh, nice. Goes with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The Page of Cups has a stinky fish in his cup, and in this case, I think it is a stinky fish. They're not going to do anything.
Things are going to be out there in the light, in the sun. Mm-hmm. I got the sun card here, the Emperor, and I'm throwing a mind blank. What's the number one card?
Magician.
Oh yeah, so I got the Magician. These are in the past position. I got three majors here: Magician, Emperor, and the Sun. So I think things are coming out. They're hearing. Magician feels like Elon for some reason, right? Then I have.
I can't see him wearing that foppish red hat.
He does every day.
I know.
He's a weirdo. Okay. Page of Swords in the current. Some would take up arms. It feels like. Nine of Swords. Well, we got some anxieties there. And Knight of Wands. So that kind of current energy does feel like some would go riding in there to protest the master. Moving forward, someone comes in with an offer. Page of Cups. Something's coming in. Four of Coins, holding the line. I'm getting holding the line. And then the Star. there's a greater future and hope. So,
Well, we saw it in the things. There's going to be a lot of stuff that people are going to understand in their hearts, and it's going to be revealed, and it's going to be made public in a way we can all see it.
yeah, I think that's what's going on here. In the end, 4 of Cups standing down, 10 of Wands. We got this guy all worried, taking his wands, running away. Ace of Cups, brighter future and hope. King of Cups. That feels like a Biden card, whatever, but lays it out how it is. On the bottom, 8 of Cups, walking away. So I don't see a big out MAGA reaction. I don't see a big one. Not like January 6th.
No.
I mean, in any route, we're going to be more prepared than what 45 did 4 years ago. Letting it loose.
Yeah, and you got to get people to see past the folks that have been spending years in jail.
Yeah, and there was oh, thanks, Amanda. No, I lost my train. Yeah, we're in charge now. we're setting up. Last I knew, they were setting up those fencing up again around the White House.
Mhm.
Biden would shut that down. They wouldn't let them run wild. Forces will be ready. What is it? I think on Friday, another insurrectionist was arrested from Florida. So they're still doing that.
Oh, their girlfriends are still turning them in. Girlfriends and wives.
Boom. You see ya when we're in ya. Okay. Starlink. Did you read about the illegal Starlink on
I can't read it that way. I'm going to see if something's going to happen from it because I didn't read about it. I have no idea what.
Yeah, I didn't read either, but there was, there was Starlink's systems found in India that were not supposed to be there or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's grab these. Clear.
Yeah, it's going to cause all kinds of hell. It's going to bring a judgment about Elon's company that he doesn't want. And then I've got the movement forward on it is the Knight of Rods, which I took some sort of legal group's going to go after it. They're going to break it up, find it all, trace it back to who did it, and they're going to be left out in the cold. That's the 5 of Pentacles.
I don't know what it was for, but it looks like it was for some kind of conflict or war. They got the 5 of Swords surrounding a king and a queen of swords. So there's like dominant unions, could be war leaders or some kind of groups, but they're kind of using it for some kind of conflict. So I think that's why it had to be secret. So something new is coming in, government intervention, Page of Swords, a government, Knight of Wands. So yeah, there's some kind of government intervention. And then Elon with Starlink's going to have some kind of loss. He's going to lose some money and maybe even lose contracts.
Yeah.
So a lot of documentation, contracts. 6 of Coins is what money you give back and forth. And then we got the big Elon man, the King of Coins, coming in with losing money. So yeah, it affects the bottom dollar when you do things illegally.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think the world's done with Elon. I think the rest of them are going to take them apart faster than we will.
Yeah, he's already losing support on his Twitter X, and he's telling everyone on Twitter X to F off. And
He lets that
Oh,
kind of language on his thing.
yeah, he's being a weirdo. And then he also said, I can handle any amount of ketamine anyone can throw at me.
Any amount of what?
Ketamine.
Oh,
He claims he's a ketamine pro.
well, let's keep pushing that, and then we won't have to worry about Elon for much longer. I've never known an addict once they get to the point, oh, I can shoot up whatever I want and I'll live. Not that I've known that many addicts, but
Travel said the rumor that the techs that worked with Starlink in India were promised entry to U.S. or something to keep an eye on it. And then Kathleen mentioned, I think the rebel group was using it. Starlink was caught over India. Interesting. That would explain my reading.
Mm-hmm.
And your reading. Okay, Carrie wants us to look at the Satan.
He's been exposed. You mean, will he pay for it?
Yeah.
I mean, that man is
He
like
run-
new clothes when it comes to the world.
He runs Florida like Abbott runs Texas. And 45 runs his business. Corrupt.
Abbott just rolls over everyone.
he pops wheelies over everyone.
Governor Wheelie? No, he's not going to get caught for his wrongdoings. He's going to escape.
Oh, Jesus. Dang you.
And he's going to end up in a comfortable place. But in between, not looking real happy. He's going to lose a lot of money. He's going to lose a lot of money in connections. He's going to promises that were made for him are not going to come true. And it's the end of him being the leader. But he's such a weasel. Maybe they'll put him in Guantanamo. He seems like working down there.
His life after governorship won't be good. I get the truth will come out.
He has to go home and live with Casey. How good could it be?
It's princess time, isn't it?
What?
Princess of Wales, Queen of Wales, Queen of Florida.
Yeah.
So I get my strength card, the Ace of Swords, the truth, and evaluating the situation. So it feels like what he's done will come out eventually. And I think he's going to have, after his governorship, he's going to have severe conflict. The Wheel of Fortune comes in with his karma. And then we got some severe heartbreak and destruction from his life. And then more Five of Swords conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, all his power and universal energy he's created is going to go into a transition of dark times. So he's represented here by the King of Cups. His energies he's created, it's going to be changed. And he's going to be sitting in some anxiety at the bottom of that. So I don't think he's got a great future, but as far as, legal justice of what he created within his government, his cheating, it doesn't, it seems like he slips by but I don't see a future in politics that way. Going up, like president or senator or whatever, It seems like he did the damages and that's about it. People will wake up.
Mm-hmm.
118. What else we got? We looked at that. We looked at that. Looked at that.
Did you want to ask about Fetterman?
Oh, that is weird. Fetterman.
It's not weird. His wife's from Brazil.
Who? Oh, what, Casey?
His wife, no.
Or Fetterman's wife.
Is from Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
And they apparently made it very plain to him. This is what I heard in my head, not because when they were talking about it, I was like, I don't care, but I mean, he'll work it out. I think he has some problems because of his strokes. I think he's getting, there can be some after effects that sort of stop how you function things. But if they've threatened his wife and his daughter, he might come over and play with them.
It's still strange. The Queen of Florida. Yeah, Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Casey. Such a.
And to think her whole thing was she wanted to be on the cover of Vogue. Put her face on the cover of Vogue. I mean, Jesus.
Okay, which deck wants Fetterman?
He's not going to stay there. I got that he's playing along, that he's doing against his own weird things. It's a false fight, what they're saying. And he's doing it for love. He's not doing it. I didn't get a money card in the mix.
Okay.
So I got a feeling they have something on him, or they're protected or something like that. It's not. Manchin always was a sellout. I mean, he was a sellout before he left West Virginia.
Right. So the King of Wands flew out before I laid down. So that's a guy making strategic moves. Let's see here. I do have the family card.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in here. Okay. In the past, 4 of Swords. I'm going to take a step back, breathe easily. 6 of Coins. There's some dealings there, and then a 7 of Swords. You know, he's lying of what he would normally do. In the current, 7 of Coins. Plucking your coins. There's work he's doing, taking a new path, and it has to do with family. 10 of Cups. So there may be a threat or something, because there's some kind of reference about his family here. Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. There is some kind of illusion dealing with his wife, and maybe some legal.
He's got a daughter, and apparently, what I heard, and I didn't read this in an article, so what I heard is people talking to him about, and if your wife goes back to Brazil, so does your daughter.
Crazy. But yeah, I think he's not.
And he's not processing it well. Or
yeah, he's not true. He's not being truthful. But
no.
Here I got his wife, but here the Queen of Swords wouldn't be a daughter, but it feels like a legal process.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, I got a fighting card, the 5 of Swords. So there could be a worry about being bound and carried away. 6 of Cups, children, family. Ace of Wands, positive energy, and Ace of Cups. It feels like he's doing whatever he's doing is love of family, and he's being deceitful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
Who is he lying to? Is he lying to them or to us?
Currently, he's lying to us.
Okay.
What he, according to my cards, what he's doing is for his family.
Okay.
He's lying to the. This is not who he is right now. That's what it feels like. He's lying to the press. He's lying in, and it has to do something with his family. You know, it could be a scare tactic or fear tactic. Because I don't think this is who he is. I don't think he's flipping like a Manchin. I get the sense
he's under pressure of some kind.
Yeah, he's under some kind of pressure and just playing along. So if I didn't get the wife card and the 6 of Cups card, anything like that, then it would be different.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the family card, 10 of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. If I got more coins about business, I didn't get any paid off. You know, I got the 7 of Coins, but that more like plucking information kind of feeling, not getting money. Yeah, we're at 125. I really don't want to go there, Debbie, with that mess.
No.
Oh, had a banner. We're at 125. I think we got everything.
I think we got it, guys. And just think how lovely 2025 ends up being. It's going to be a mess for the
But I
next.
think it's gonna have its ups and downs. I think January is gonna be crazy,
Mhm.
but overall, it feels really good. Let me bring up inspiration cards out and let you guys have a great evening. Let's see.
Tomorrow I'll be on at 11 in the morning with Terry from Holding Your Space on my channel and hers. So if you think of anything that's not political between now and then, that's your next option. And then I'm going to be on at 1.
Happy New Year, everyone.
I'm doing a New Year's Eve party. And you talk about a group of folks I don't talk with normally. It's at a country club.
Good times. Nancy Jean bringing out the goodness.
Yep.
Bringing out for the locals.
Well, the guy who hired me knows me. So, I mean, he knows I can be discreet. Last time I read at a country club, it was the last gig I did before one more Tuesday, and then I retired from being out in the world. And it's a bunch of young investment bankers and people who are actually born a lot with silver spoons in their mouths. And it was right before 2020 was going to hit. And I could see everybody was going to stop. And the guy whose actual birthday party it was, he was born on January 12th. And I said, and I looked at him and I said, we had a place away from the other people. I said, why haven't you told your wife you're closing down all your businesses? And he said, where does it say that in there? And I pointed out to him and he went, oh my God. And he said, I just have this overwhelming feeling that such changes are coming. I needed to get all my money in a place I could really feel safe with it. And I said, I think you're absolutely right. And he said, what's coming? I said, I don't know. I just know that the world's going to stop and I don't know how to stop it from happening. And it's not going to, it's going to be a lot of death for people, but it's not going to be a war. And I said, so we got one thing left, plague. And I said, I can't figure out how the plague's going to get here. And then the next day they started printing in the newspapers about the flu that was sweeping China. So let's hope this one goes better.
Yeah, there's a lot of what do you call that? Pneumovirus or whatever.
Oh, that's what Andre Carr had. He was sick for 11 days. He had days he couldn't eat. It was really bad. Yeah, that's a stomach bug. If you get a stomach bug, don't just think, oh, that's going to go away. Really watch it because that kind of stuff can really eat your system.
Yeah. Okay, I got a little bit of negativity coming in here with my toss here. So I got the King of Swords, the King of Wands. You know, generally it could be a teacher, a lawyer, someone that has power over you. And so let's just say if someone out there has power over you, realize seven of swords, seven of winter, realize that there's a better way. Stay away from the negative energy. Stay in that 10 of cups, that 10 of summer. The family, the emotional fulfilling life, the people that you can trust. So when you got these people that come in around you in your life, run away. You don't need them. And that reminds me, gosh, it feels like a long time ago, maybe like 2021. I read for my girlfriend's daughter. and she wanted to know her future. So she was currently in school and looking to get a apprenticeship for her. What is she? Social work. Okay. So she needed to get an apprenticeship first before she could go on and get her master's.
Right.
I threw out her spread and everything came true. Crazy enough. But in the end, I had this King of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
But above it, let's say it was Page of Cups or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was getting from this is that this King of Swords is going to come into her life, and he has power over you. So it feels like a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. She goes, well, all my teachers are
Women.
I go, this is saying there's a man going to come into life who has power over you that you're going to have problems with, and you're going to have to disconnect from that. I'm just like, okay. Well, here she got her first apprenticeship for social work at a company, and she had a problem with her advisor, the leader, who was a man.
Mm-hmm.
And she got COVID. It was during COVID season, 21, right? All these young kids
Mm-hmm.
coming in for social work help. She ended up getting COVID. He released her from the program. I go, remember that, Haley? That
Mm-hmm.
was your problem, and it came
Mm-hmm.
true. But I said it was going to be all right in the spread. She found a better company to work for that was more supportive and gave her more money.
Mm-hmm.
She was not in the right place. That King of Swords actually helped her life out.
Yeah.
But it was so crazy. It was so crazy how everything came true in that spread that I told her. But that's what I feel like. That's this King of Swords. It's someone for your best interest, but not for your best interest. This is a person that has power over you. Okay, your turn.
I learned more from my AH bosses and how to really work with people. I would never have been as effective a leader if I hadn't had them. If I hadn't had to put up with that stupidity every day, it was a real lesson. We got this is Angels and Auras. It's Radley Valentine. And the card is Time to Go, and it's reversed. And the shadow meaning in this card was when this card's inverted, examine your relationship with change. Change can be extremely scary. We all know that. It's time to walk away from unhealthy situations and relationships, but you're resisting that out of fear, anxiety, or lack of self confidence. I mean, who wants to see the whole world change, right? This is a loving wake up call from your guardian angels that they're right beside you, but it's up to you to take the first step. So don't say, I'm going to go home and I'm going to relax and I'm going to meditate myself to sleep tonight because I don't have any part in this. You got to put your own foot forward. And the two chakras that it works with is the root chakra, direct connection to your emotional wellness. It gives you the courage to see what situations may or may not be serving you. And then you need to bring in orange energy, not my favorite color, to balance all that change. This will help you make choices every day that will bring you peace. So that ties together perfectly with what we were looking at.
Yeah, there you go.
It always works, guys. I am trying to put together a tarot class in January. Go to my website, information there. Working with Terry tomorrow, working on my own site Tuesday. And I think I'm gonna do the lazy man's out. Open questions. You make up the show. And then I'm doing a lot of 12-month readings, but I still have room where I could fit a few more of you in. I'm working on 3 grids right now. I'm happy to be working on them, but it's been hard getting my head back in the game. So, and I'm doing a New Year's party, a real live one with real people on the other side of the table. Not that you're not real, but
you get to face their energy head on.
Oh God, yeah. I've got the big crystals I'm bringing out.
There you go. All right, everyone have a beautiful, beautiful New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
Bring in 2025 a healthy and safe way.
And remember, it's a little wavy, but we're going to get through it.
We will get through it. Have a blessed one. Bye.
Bye-bye.